Everyone, say hello to the world's first RB swap Dodge Charger drift car. Hey everyone, so I guess this is considered day one for the Charger RB swap. We got obviously your boy Toge Factory. Scott, where are you? There's Scott. There's the boys here. So they brought this in this morning and I didn't find out until Instagram. I saw their story. No one told me anything. So I rushed here as fast as I can. And dude, look at that. It was like the Charger and the RB were made together, you know? Look at that, honestly. This could be we could probably adapt this motor mount for the Hurricane engine. You could already tell they're already getting everything mocked up. Obviously, there are benefits of not having a trans tunnel right now, but there's also some problems because they were telling me how it's flexing a lot, so they have to make a brace to obviously before making any mounts because they need to have this thing very structurally intact. It is gonna take a while to make mounts, obviously, because they want to do it right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into making mounts. So, because if you're off by even a little, like what Mike was telling me, you're off by a little bit, it's going to affect the whole powertrain, and you're going to start having wear and tears for no reason. As of right now, I'm recording before me uploading my first videos about this on December 1st. So, this is like November 28th. So, by the time you guys are seeing this, you guys already know about this project already. But dude, right now, I'm so supercharged because look, this is for real happening. I mean, I know there's not a lot, much right now at the moment, but wow. And not only that too, we're way before the crash bar. So the radiator will most likely sit right here, I believe. So you can still put a massive radiator for this thing. But I mean, it is an inline six. And then I think they have it really far out. It's kind of hard to... When you guys brought this in, tell me how everything went today so far.
We pushed it in here, saw what we were dealing with, just dropped the engine in, had to bang in the oil pan a little bit. We're kind of
a little
tight right there, same with the trans, but we're figuring it out still, but it's fitting.
So what's the current step right now for making mounts for this thing?
Figure out angles of everything, and honestly, we're still at that point right now.
Oh yeah, he's like we just mocked it up right now. Lots of room though, right? Like this used to have a Hemi in it, but look at look all the room from intake to exhaust. Like, yeah, that'll be very interesting. Like how far it goes all the way down. Making a drive shaft for this thing would be very interesting. Oh, dude, this is like literally making history right now. This might be a first here, an RB swap Charger.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Hey, I literally told them, what if we spark a new generation right here? I mean, think about it. The Hurricane engine's coming out. I don't feel like it's that far off to adapt another inline six in here. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Scott here actually owns a Dodge Charger. So, do you think this was self-steer?
Oh, it depends on the caster.
So we can put a lot of caster in it?
That's a great question.
You own the car, so that's why he's my reference material right here.
I just drive it to and from work.
You don't swing around?
No.
No. Skirt.
No, that's a question for the takeover boy.
I'm so geeked. All right, let's start it now. Just start it right now. But dude, this is day one. Day one. Right here. Day one. All right, so this is day two. I got Mike here.
What? You didn't record any of that?
No, it was off. No, Mike, come back. What Mike was saying earlier, they have a lot more work to do because since Nick literally robbed the trans tunnel, they actually had to put these metal beams to hold everything together because they can't fabricate anything if the floor is like you could I think you told me you could literally pull this down.
It's very flimsy when there's no structural support, when your entire center of your car is missing. So that's why these bars are here that we welded in temporarily to give it some structure. As we weld up trans mount, engine mounts, we don't want any movement. As we make the final production piece, we don't want to come back and not fit the way it's supposed to after we mocked it up.
Like as you guys see here, I didn't think this was gonna be a huge issue, but Mike was telling me now they gotta for instance right here, they have to close this gap to complete the firewall. What would happen if that wasn't all closed up?
Let me be fair here. Cho said, should be easy, right? Should take an hour to weld this up. Yeah, okay. Well, what we have here is not an hour's worth of work. We have to completely make a trans tunnel. and a new firewall so that, you know, his safety, if the engine or trans grenades, nothing's gonna come into the cabin. So we have a lot of work to do ahead of us.
There's got to be some benefit of having a trans tunnel missing, right? You get to see everything.
No, there's no benefit.
There's no benefit. I mean, I never had a trans blow up on me.
Well, it's probably going to blow up on you now since you said that. Your trans tunnel follows this shape. Goes from here all the way forward. Floor is going to go around, up and over the trans and come into this side. So you have to have a full enclosure, and you know you have to also have a drive shaft that goes from here to the diff.
See, because this trans is smaller than a SRT trans, like there's so much clearance on both sides, so there will be no rubbing.
Let me say something, Rob. If the cage doesn't fit for like majority of your people, it's not our fault. It's Joe's fault. Car came in like this, so not our fault. So I'm just telling you right now. Don't get mad at us.
I wish I was here to see your reaction of it missing like this. It's not too bad. It's just like a decent chunk, you know, missing.
Yeah, I mean per Cho, it's an hour's work. Look at it. Very simple.
I didn't see this yesterday, so like they're getting measurements right now. Like you can see tape, they're lining everything up. Like this is very professional, Mike. Very, very professional.
Thanks.
Guys, you're witnessing history right now. I just saw the first prototype motor mount. Wow, dude. Look at that. I can never make something like that. That's not something I'm capable of making.
I could see it. I could see you running to Home Depot getting some.
I do have to go to Home Depot later, actually. Here you go, Mike. Here's your microphone. Here.
Why about your wireless one?
Huh? No. I think this is funnier. So they're still working. So the shop is a little bit loud. I should have probably gave you that microphone way earlier. So Mike, since obviously they're putting the prototype motor mounts. So what? Oh my god. What determines like to make a motor mount for a custom swap like these?
I don't think there's really any rules or guidelines. It's just what fits, and make sure you don't have any clearance issues, and also look at all the components that's going to be installed on the car later. And then we try to start off with where we can actually put, you know, polyurethane bushings, try to give it some kind of vibration dampening. Even though inline 6 doesn't really produce that much NVH, we still want to put a poly bushing in it just to make sure you have that nice smooth, you know, drivetrain. Number one thing for us is serviceability. So if you have to take the motor out, you want to make it accessible and easy. You're pulling my hat, dude. But yeah, I mean, the material has to be thick. So we're using right now DOM tubing. We have both of our fabricators working on it for the last 2 days, making progress on it. So, you know, also making sure it has the factory RB engine tilt on it. That was important. Cho's looking at it right now as if he just said he didn't know there's an engine tilt. Did you know there was an engine tilt?
Like, I mean, maybe a slight, right?
No, you straight up looked at the engine as if you never knew. As we know, if Cho made the engine mount, it probably straight up and down, which RB has a slight tilt to the driver, or I'm sorry, to the left side. So again, we incorporate that into it.
I probably guarantee you there's no one here because you keep moving your head like this, like a wand.
So
this is, the engine is sitting on its own. There's trans mounts and motor mounts. This is the very first RB swap Dodge Charger. Oh my God. I never would have thought in my life I would own anything. This is the first. Hey, wouldn't this be awkward that someone's already done this already? So it's not really the first. But as of my knowledge, no one else has done this. And then now seeing the car on the ground, look all this room. There is so much room for activities. This engine is so tiny in this engine bay. Like just really look at it. Oh my goodness. The Hemmings would be like that, but wow. So this is where the trans sits right now, and the shifter does sit a little too forward. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing like an SN95, like an angled off shifter. But dude, look at even that, like that's, wow. The next thing that we're doing is firewall and the trans tunnel. They're going to be doing that next. And after that, I believe that's probably the last thing to do here for now before we take it to get roll cage. It's only been 2 days. I mean, yes, they had like, I think it was a couple of people working on it, but these guys, they're good, dude. It 2 days to make custom mounts, all measured up and everything. Toge factory is amazing, dude. They're literally They're literally wizards, bro. Literally wizards. So guys, this is day 2, and the motor sits by itself, and I can officially say, everyone, say hello to the world's first RB Swap Dodge Charger drift car.